I was looking at the screen and I was like, "Oh, you drew a stick figure on the whiteboard," but I forgot that was your explanation of cousins twice removed and cousins first removed.
Yes.
Thought that was funny. My mom was like, "We just ignore that stuff," and it's like, no, no, no.
You know, I'm starting to realize maybe
It makes
it's
sense when you explain it.
but maybe it's okay. You don't have to go by the book, right? Like we got cousins, we got uncles and aunts that aren't our uncles and aunts, but
Yeah.
we call them uncles and aunts.
I got plenty of those. Yep.
So
Try anything on today in history?
yeah.
What did you find?
There's a lot of stuff that like we don't really care about, but it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's usually a lot of things that catch our attention for about a month or so, and then something else then catches our attention,
And
like sports me.
like sports. Did you guys have to learn the popes ever?
No, believe it or not, we didn't. Did they teach you? Did they make you guys learn that in
No, I mean,
public school?
through like European history, we learned like about some of the popes. Now, I don't remember which ones, but
Mhm.
like, it was just because the first day in history is about a pope. He has a really cool name, so I just didn't know. But
Did the Pope used to be bigger than just the head of the Catholic Church or Roman Catholic Church?
I feel like, 15, 1600s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they were. We had big king when Catholicism was huge in Europe. I'm not saying it isn't huge now, but because remember, in England, wasn't the whole ordeal one of the reasons why people came to America from England?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they called? Oh my!
Migrants?
How do I not know that word? No,
Travelers?
no. The 1600s, the colonies.
Columbus?
No, the colony people. The people came from
Pilgrims?
the colonies. The pilgrims, sure, but they came because of Protestant and Catholicism, right? Weren't they mostly Protestant?
I thought they were just looking for the new world.
No, because you know why England stopped being Catholic?
No, I don't. What are they now?
I don't know. Someone please tell me. But you know why? Because the Pope or the King of England wanted a son.
Where's your mic?
Oh, here. They can still hear me. They, as in no one who's commenting. The King of England wanted a son. You've heard that king.
Alexander the Great?
No. The King of England who had a wife. She didn't give a son. He ended up having 7 wives.
King Charles?
King Charles?
I don't know. Who was it? I didn't watch The Crown.
King with... That's not the... King with 7 wives.
I took Honors World History when I probably shouldn't have taken Honors World History.
King Henry the Eighth. He's best known for his 6 marriages in efforts to have his first marriage annulled. He was his disagreement with the Pope because the Pope wasn't going to let him annul it. So he separated the Church of England from the Pope's authority.
Braden and Lily both said, Braden said King George, and then Lily said Henry VIII. Wow. I know, that's a big history lesson.
Yeah.
I'm over here reading that the Pope he served a source of authority and continuity after the fall of the Western Roman Empire.
He had 6 wives.
Wow.
And I think a couple of them he killed.
What?
Or something. But a few died, I think.
Trying to get maybe...
He was trying to have a son.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you kill someone.
He was never granted annulment from the Pope, so he really...
So he killed the Pope.
He did. Yeah. I don't know. No, he didn't kill the Pope. How did they die?
What?
What? Yeah, he beheaded some. He beheaded 2 of them.
I wouldn't call him a king at that point. I'd call him like a serial killer. Did he ever get his son?
I don't know. But that's big. Do you realize the domino effect of that? England was Catholic. This guy wants a son, so he wants to divorce his wives. Catholic doesn't let him, Pope doesn't let him do that. So he says, okay, I'm going to not be Catholic.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole drama there. So then these people are like, hey, I'm Protestant, but people don't like me. What happens? They come to the new land.
America.
Wow. In fact, have you ever heard of the problems in Ireland and Northern Ireland? That's all because of religion.
Wow. That splits the country, huh?
Catholic. No. Oh, whoa. Watch your mouth.
Oh.
Ireland's a country.
Yeah, I know.
Northern Ireland isn't a country.
Oh, it's its own place.
Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom.
Wow. Yeah. So I take it Northern Ireland is...
Are they a country or are they not?
No.
I don't know. United Kingdom is... Do you know who's in the United Kingdom?
London.
No.
Big Ben.
No. England.
Yeah.
Wales.
Oh, okay. All those.
Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Wow.
So that's why, and we talked about this.
Wow.
Remember?
So United King. Okay.
You're really giving me fake wows. Remember?
No, I can't believe
the Olympics doesn't have a male soccer team for United Kingdom because England isn't represented in the Olympics. It's the United Kingdom.
It's United Kingdom, yeah.
And there's no soccer team that's the United Kingdom.
That's why you get the Union Jack flag, right? And the GBR. So Great Britain is made up of England, Wales.
Roger's right.
This is a good morning.
Scotland and Northern Ireland.
It's history and geography. Scotland and Ireland?
No. Now watch your mouth. People are going to be angry. Northern Ireland. You do not mix that over there. Right. That's like saying Kansas City's in Kansas.
Oh, then you got those people.
See, you got some people take that mad. Chiefs draft recap. Rajat, we're kind of busy right now, okay?
Those people are silly.
We're talking about history
and geography. I went to the Olathe Go Chicken Go yesterday because I was over there. I was close to it, and it was on my way home.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Might have been better than the one closer to my house. Their gizzards were. The gizzards at the Olathe Go Chicken Go were on point yesterday. Very delicious. There you go. If you want to keep talking history, could you expand on what happened with the protest in Man U yesterday? At the old Old Tapper?
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, yeah.
It was Manchester United and Liverpool were playing. I don't know much about it, but the Manchester United fans were protesting because of their owner. The owner is, what was the name we said? We knew his name.
No,
don't say it. Sports and Entertainment in Colorado. So his last name, O-E, it's like O-E-N. His last name has O-E-N in it.
I thought it was the Glazer family.
No, Glazer owns... Does Glazer own Man United?
Yeah. Anti-Glazer. It was anti-Glazer protest yesterday.
Oh, it was anti-Glazer? I thought it was...
No, because they...
I thought it was Kroenke.
No, the supporter trust wrote a letter to Joel Glazer either yesterday, maybe. Yeah, owns the Tampa Bay Bucks. You told me that, though.
Okay, Kroenke owns Arsenal. Glazers own Man U.
Gotcha.
So it was anti-Glazer protest. The owner.
Yeah.
It's the family who owns them, the Glazers, that own both the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Manchester United. Because of the Super League that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The fans were still mad.
The rise and fall of it.
And the rise and fall of the Super League empire.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna have a 30 for 30 about it one day. And
what if I told you for 48 hours
And most of the stuff that they're going to be talking about is
phase.
the stuff is the days leading up to the one day that it was announced. I want to hear the story that went into the making of it. Like, no way that this was planned a day before when it actually went down.
Well,
this is something that the owners had to.
Super League has been talked about for a few years.
Mm.
The idea of Europe's best teams in a league.
Right.
But the more, we've talked about it, and we don't need to keep talking about it. But basically, yeah, right? The protest, the fans protest because they don't want that owner to own the team. They feel like, he's, I don't know how to say it. He's a billionaire that's only thinking of money and not thinking of the fate of the club, the fate of the fans, right?
Yeah.
The fate of the team, what the people worked for. I guess Man United has been known as, back in the day in England, the working man's team, Manchester United, right?
The blue collar club.
And so fans started protesting outside the stadium, and it was going to be Man United, Liverpool owned by the Red Sox group, another team that was in the Super League, the Super League idea, we should say. And then all of a sudden, the fans take the field and are on the field, protesting on the field. Peaceful protests, but still on the field.
They were just playing soccer. Some were taking some penalty kicks.
And next
they
thing you
were
know,
shooting something in the stands.
I think they were shooting some fireworks or something.
Yeah, okay.
And then they had to postpone the game. So that's kind of big because they got on the field, and that's kind of a big thing. They, protesting, so big that it's from outside and you get on the field and you disrupt the game.
Yeah.
Kind of unheard of here. Just think of that.
Yeah, no, very. Yeah, I think I saw one tweet that was like only like American fans knew like the power that they had, and because it kind of showed right there. Because I don't think that's something that you would see. I'm trying to think.
You wouldn't
really
see
quick
the
off the top of my head.
fans over. You wouldn't see. I don't know if I've seen a game postponed because of fans protesting.
Yeah,
we
trying
can
to
think back. And remember, it was their physical. They were on the field. Some crazy stuff, all because of King Henry VIII.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, no one did. As far as fans on the field, I think it really comes from just celebrations and then people wanting to strip on the field. If you want to. What are those people called? That Streakers. Thank you, the Streakers. By the way, the guy who went streaking on the Tampa Bay during the Super Bowl, remember him? I think there was an update on his story. I was listening to 98.1 with my mom one day because she likes listening to Dana and Parks, and they were talking about his legal status, like what had happened. I think he's banned from all future NFL games.
Dang.
But oh no, they had I think they had rejected his bail because the judge had said he had put the officers in danger from having to chase them on the football field to them having a possible risk at injury from falling over, that part of the thing. I don't know. I was in the kitchen overhearing on the Alexa. Does your mom have an Alexa?
I think so.
It's a nifty tool.
Would you like to talk about today in history?
Yeah, what else you got?
Well, we haven't talked about today in history yet.
What are you talking about? We talked about the Pope.
Well, no, because I was going to talk about a Pope, but then I asked you. Yeah.
Wow. You're right. We are having a crazy morning.
We don't have to talk about today.
No. That was a good history lesson. Then we'll give Raj his draft recap.
Because I think Raj wants to know what happened in the year 495 today.
495?
495.
The calculator was made. The first ever calculator.
Pope Gelasius. Oh.
Pope Gelasius?
Oh, it's not Gelasius?
No, I think it's Gelasius.
Oh, sorry. Pope Gelasius asserts that his authority... Are you kidding?
I really have no idea, man, but when you said Gelasius, I was like, maybe it's not Gelasius.
Pope Gelasius asserts that his authority is superior to Emperor Anastasius. These names are crazy. We got to go on a history lesson today. I want to learn.
Emperor.
Emperor Anastasius was a Byzantine emperor. The Byzantine Empire.
Wow, this is a died in July of 518.
The Byzantine Empire. Do you know what countries are in the Byzantine Empire now?
Companies?
No.
What did you say?
Companies. No, countries.
Oh no, what countries?
I don't know. I'm finding out.
Well, did you know he made his career as a government administrator?
And you major in journalism. Who made his career in the government?
Anastasius. He characterized improvements in the government, economy, and bureaucracy. I don't know if I said that word right. In the Eastern Roman Empire.
What is this called? Byzantine Empire country.
He did not own a NFL franchise or a Premier League team.
Greece, Asia Minor, Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. So kind of like that area. You know, think about the intersection of Europe, North Africa, and Asia, like Middle East, Europe.
They're on my side. That's what he means. They're in this area.
I just wanted to. Wow, that's the next thing's crazy. And I'm just reading this list. Maybe I should skip some of these.
Well, no. What's the next crazy
In
thing?
1568, this day in history, 1568, French forces in Florida slaughter hundreds of Spanish.
In Florida?
Yeah, they were on a summer vacation and.
Damn French. They were on a summer vacation.
Kidding, no.
They were having a good time at Disney.
Well, in Florida, then the French owned Florida, or the Spanish owned Florida. Remember 1568? Remember the Louisiana Purchase?
Yeah. I thought that just had to do with Louisiana, to be honest with you.
No, Louisiana Purchase was huge. You didn't listen, did you?
No.
Louisiana
They
Purchase.
taught you the same thing in history class each year.
The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of the states at that time.
Yeah, Texas got doubled.
Yeah, that was a different purchase.
New Mexico was once owned by Mexico.
Yeah. What? Really? Yeah.
Was that not part of the Louisiana Purchase?
No.
The whole Southwest was, or the whole South was.
I think that was part of the war with Mexico.
Wow, War of 1812.
No, not the War of 1812.
The War of 1875.
In 1855, we're gonna halt you. 1855.
The Spanish-American War.
Macon B. Allen becomes the first African American to be admitted to the bar in Massachusetts. He sat at the bar. He said, "Give me a whiskey coke."
Now I'm upset with you for wrongfully telling our viewers. You are ill-informing our viewers.
We're
right
gonna
now.
skip some things because these weren't that cool.
Oh. In 1865.
They're not that cool, but they were cool enough to get a Today in History reference.
Okay, you want it? Fine. All right, here we go. 1859. France declares war on Austria.
Oh no. Not the first time that Austria was declared war on.
And then in 1863, the Battle of Chancellorsville rages for a second day.
Wow.
Yeah. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln's funeral train arrives, beep, beep, in Springfield, Illinois.
Look at that. I forgot they put him on a train.
1926, the U.S. Marines land in Nicaragua. See, some of these are kind of boring. But this one isn't boring. You see this? You see what he did in 1952?
What did Santa Claus do?
The first airplane lands at the geographic North Pole.
Who planned the geographic plans? Beep, beep.
The first airplane lands at the geographic North Pole. Beep, beep.
Did Roadrunner make his TV debut?
I didn't know that was his name.
Roadrunner?
No, I'm reading another thing. I skipped this thing. Do you know who James Earl Ray is?
No.
It was Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin.
Oh, the assassinator?
Yeah. He was caught in a jailbreak attempt. 1971.
He was trying to break out
What's
of
the
jail.
name of the actor?
Which one?
Um,
James Earl Jones?
James Earl Jones. Okay.
Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Here's a big
Earl
one.
Jones.
Here's a big one.
Let's hear it.
Do
Talk
you
to me.
have you seen this movie? It's in a movie. I thought she won Oscar for it too. Do you know who Margaret Thatcher is? Come on.
Have you told me her name before?
No, but
She's the one that won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't know if she's, but she's very big in history.
She's the first female to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
She became the first woman prime minister of Great Britain.
Oh.
Meryl Streep played her in a movie.
Oh, she's the Iron Lady.
Iron Lady. There you go.
Oh. Yeah, they say that Meryl Streep won that year because of the Academy. She shouldn't have won that year. And I think
Me and my mom tried watching that movie. I think we shut it off after 10 minutes. It was a boring movie. It was kind of slow.
Okay, but Meryl Streep's performance, I feel like it's kind of like the King's Speech, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
You watch it for the Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah.
So I guess
Wow. Guess what happened in 1937 today?
What happened in 1937 today?
American author Margaret Mitchell won a Pulitzer Prize. You know, for what book? Which was made into a Academy Award-winning motion picture 2 years later.
How to Use the Potty. Good Night Moon.
Gone with the Wind.
Really? Did you know Gone with the Wind won some Oscars?
Oh, guess who was born today?
Who?
In 1903.
In 1903?
Yeah, what song did he sing?
Let's
see, what song?
Joe Crockett.
Bing Crosby.
I'm dreaming of a white.
Wow, guess what happened in 1494? Christopher Columbus
The War of 1494.
encountered the island of Jamaica, which he named Santiago.
Raj wants you to know that Puka and Wyatt both got picked up by the Bengals. But yes,
That's
Wyatt,
nice.
Wyatt Hubert got drafted. That's the difference between those two. Hubert got drafted.
You know what's better? Let's go to celebrity birthdays.
Raj, do you think that Bengals did enough to protect Joe Burrow this next season? Because I don't think they
While
did.
you're thinking about that, Raj, guess whose birthday it is today?
Who?
Gibbon!
Really?
Yeah.
We should order a cameo from him telling him it's your birthday. Send us a cameo of wishing
You know
yourself
who
a happy
else's birthday it is today? I think he sings this song.
Tom Jones?
No, I gotta make sure before.
It's not
He doesn't sing this
song.
Okay, ready? I'll just do one word. Whose birthday was it today? He born in 1933. Ready? Here's your hint. Wow!
Oh, is it James Brown?
Yeah?
I think you've given me that hint before, and like
I have.
when we've talked about James Brown.
You know who else's birthday it is today? He's 24. I didn't know he's 24. Panda. Panda.
Mushroom.
No, it's the rapper Designer.
Oh, I don't know who sings that song, but I remember that song. Big Boom Boom. Man.
Eric Church. Do you know who Eric Church is?
Is it his birthday? He's a country singer.
Yeah. Cheryl
I
Burke.
think he's coming to Sprint Center pretty soon, actually.
Cheryl Burke is 37. I don't think that's right.
Raj, do you think they should have taken Penny Sewell also instead of Jamar Chase? Because I think they should have.
Oh, Frankie Valli. It's his birthday today.
Oh, Jersey Boys.
There we go. Okay, that was our history snippet.
There was some good American Idol performances on yesterday.
Yeah, they were all right.
Whatever, man. That's circled to life, and
Should we do a NFL draft recap? Is that what we're doing?
they whatever, man. Some of them were good. Some were dumb.
Did they sing Under the Sea?
No, but we can.
Did they
look it up.
sing-
We didn't watch the full
Did
episode.
they sing Be Our Guest?
No, they didn't.
So there were two songs that they didn't sing. That were-
But we didn't watch the full episode.
And those aren't just songs, Marco. They're performances.
The one guy who changed up the song from a lullaby to something else was kind of weird.
You thought that was weird?
Oh, the "Remember Me" was good.
Oh, remember when?
No, remember. A dream is your wish, your heart makes. That was really good. Yeah, no one did. Yeah, no one did sing.
I just think they weren't ready for the challenge.
Wow. Yeah, no one sang "Little Mermaid." Oh, that. So you know why John Stamos was on there yesterday?
Because of his Disney show?
No, but good guess. It's because he's gonna be in the Little Mermaid live, or he was in the Little Mermaid
The one
live.
with Chloe or Halle?
No, that one's the actual movie. He was in the live version that was like on ABC. He says Raj is fine with the chase pick, but they needed more strategic in the later rounds. They did get a good defensive end.
All right, Raj. You think you're a GM, huh? No. Why are you acting like that was a big thing?
Because I do think that Raj is a GM. If we
Raj,
ever owned a sports team, Raj would be the head of something.
So he thought he would be. Raj would be the head of agriculture.
He would be our jack of all trades. He would oversee.
Imagine
The
us
biz-
in a draft room.
He would oversee the business, the finances, and making sure that the athletes are getting the right nutrition.
Well, Raj, what was the first pick you saw that really scratched your head?
That really
That's
made
good.
you say,
What's the first pick you saw that really made you say,
all right.
I
The
have
Jamar
list.
Chase one really made me say, because
Really?
I really think that they needed to get the best available offensive lineman because would we? And all right, let's not use Patrick Mahomes as an example. Let's use someone like Justin Herbert, where your team actually invested in your offensive line. Let's compare the teams who have a young quarterback right now. Let's see what they comparing it with teams who have a young quarterback that they are going to be investing in.
They did get 3 offensive linemen, though.
In what rounds?
Second round, guy from Clemson.
Okay.
Fourth round, guy from East Carolina. But, I remember hearing about him. Both
Yeah.
of them were tackles. And then a center in the 6th round from Georgia.
So they did do some investing. We'll see if it pays off. They definitely
you
did get
kept
the best
saying-
available.
Those aren't, that's not Penei Sewell, right? That's not, they aren't that good. So, there is a big difference.
I think, like I said, I think you need to get your best available for someone like Joe Burrow, who literally went down with a ACL injury this year. Now, Raj says Alex Leatherwood was his first head scratcher pick. He went to the Raiders at number 17. I think there was 2 right there. Even the Zaven Collins going to the Arizona Cardinals. 2 guys that they probably reached. 2 players that were probably reached for right there in the middle of the first round.
but reaches.
Yeah.
They probably could have waited another half of the round.
We saw teams trading back. Some traded up, but they didn't. They could have traded back and done more with it. Now I'll give more credit to the Raiders because they usually reach on players, but then those players kind of end up being in the gym a little bit. So I'm curious to see how Leatherwood will do in Las Vegas. Raiders, they usually hit on one pick, and it's kind of frustrating when they do because it seems like that they had messed up in real time. Now maybe that person is Leatherwood, or it's the defensive end from Buffalo that they may have taken too early because we really liked him. We thought that he would have been a nice pick for the Chiefs in the later rounds, but of course, Las Vegas snagged him up in the second.
There were people snagged. And remember, for the Chiefs, we talked about this. There was that big separation, I think around 80 picks from the 2nd to 4th pick. 2nd round to 4th round. I think they ended up trading up, but still 70, 80 picks where they were going to miss out on some of the people they would have hoped dropped.
Yep. And that's just what happens sometimes, which is fine. I thought the Chiefs draft went really well. I'd grade it at a B+ or a B.
Okay, I like
B+,
that.
B+ because I think they are I think the players that they took in the later rounds are great future investments. It's just a matter of if they're going to hit or not, because some players do come with these. I'd say these players, other than Powell, come with needing some work to be done. Powell can probably be someone who can not start but come in and play, because I think that the fact that he can create separation pretty early on in his routes will play pretty key. That's one of my things. I think Powell is what they wanted Hardman to be. Hardman has the speed, but does he have the agility, the first step, separation? Can he create separation between him and the cornerback? And maybe that's why we haven't seen much of him, much of Hardman, because he can create speed. He can be an over-the-top type of guy, but is he someone that can get open for Patrick Mahomes for longer than a half second?
He had 7 touchdowns this season, 882 yards. I mean, pretty good for a shortened season.
Who, Powell or Hardman? Powell, yeah.
So, and Powell isn't going to have, right, you got Hill, you have Hardman.
Robinson.
Pringle's
going to get a shot.
And then, so it's really going to be Pringle-Powell kind of battling for that 4th receiver spot.
Maybe even Robinson's in on it a little bit.
Maybe even Robinson's in on it. So, and I think at that point, it's going to be Hale's your number 1, and you have Kelsey, right? But who's going to play the best out of the other 3 receivers? And that's going to be the thing. So Powell can prove to be good. And, we wanted a receiver, and I'm good with Powell. They did miss on some that they could have got earlier, but, Powell is still a good one.
Do you feel like that? Do you think that the Chiefs should have gotten a wide receiver maybe there in the second round instead of a linebacker or center?
Terrence Marshall was available, right? And,
yeah.
We were hearing things about him here.
Where did he end up falling to?
He was picked right after.
He was? Oh, he went to Carolina. Yeah.
I still got to read more on this Nick Bolton guy. I'm a Mizzou guy. You know more about him than I do.
Yeah.
Seems like a good linebacker. Did we need that type of linebacker? I don't know. A good linebacker. You thought we needed a better run defense.
Yeah, I thought the Chiefs needed to improve on their run defense, specifically in the kind of secondary area, or in your front 7, I should say, because they got it. They helped fix it with the defensive tackle that they signed from Seattle. But I think Nick Bolton now adds kind of that guy that can be there in the middle to protect goal line stands. Because that's just one thing with the Chiefs that really frustrated with me was once any running back got past the defensive line, it was like who was going to stop him? Anthony Hitchens couldn't catch up. Neiman can't really tackle. Sorensen can't really tackle. It's going to be one of the cornerbacks. Well, that's not a very ideal situation when you're facing so many good running backs in the AFC. And so I approve of it. I like it. The linebackers were starting to go right there in that second round. I mean, Azeez Ojulari went 50th to the New York Giants, and then Jeremiah Owusu went 53rd to Tennessee.
Two guys who kind of dropped, though.
Yeah, and those were two. But those were two linebackers. Yeah, those were two linebackers high on draft boards.
And people saying Bolton also dropped, so kind of fell into our lap. Same with Creed Humphrey.
If they were going to get a linebacker in the draft, it was going to be someone in that area because linebackers were starting to go. But I'm fine with Nick Bolton because he does improve your run defense a lot. We'll see what he can do in pass coverage, but I'm not too worried about pass coverage because in Spagnuolo's scheme, there's more corners and safeties out there than there are linebackers. So, when Hitchens is gone after this season, Bolton's gonna be taking his spot as the play caller out there on defense, and so I look forward to Gay and Bolton being the two key linebackers right there. You still got Dorian O'Daniel. See what he can do. I think this is his contract year. Instinct and decision making. Raj, you said it right there. Instinct and decision making. His first step is always a good read. May not be able to read the cornerbacks, the quarterback's eyes, but he can read in what direction the ball is going to be going.
And I think, you kind of hit the nail on the head. You mentioned Powell, maybe someone who can play a lot sooner. Creed Humphrey, a lot of people talking about an immediate starter. But, people like Bolton has a lot of the skills that both you and Raj are saying. some things maybe to work on, but has a lot of the skills that can be incorporated.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say his name. Kundo, the Florida State DN.
Oh,
Joshua Kundo.
Codeine. Not
Codeine.
not
What?
Codeine.
He has a lot of skills though.
Joshua
seems like he
Kando.
got-
Kando.
Kando.
That's what it is. Kando.
He has a lot of. How did I say Kendo? What? Kendo has a lot of things that can be worked on. A lot of things that can be polished, and the Chiefs hope they can do that. Because if it can be polished, like you said, he can be really, really
Yeah.
good.
I think that they saw what I think that he may be what they figured Passanio was going to be, a very athletic defensive end that has the raw skill sets. It's just about teaching him the technical stuff. Passanio, unfortunately, they couldn't really get it to where he was a starting defensive end.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where Kando is. I can tell you right now that using a fourth pick on him and not a second round pick though was key.
Same thing kind of with the Noah Gray, right? We use him a better second tight end than we've had for a while. Someone who can grow maybe
Yeah,
under Kelsey and become a good blocker that we'll need, but also develop his pass catching abilities
I think it's more developing his blocking. He's
Okay.
already a pretty good pass catcher. Raj says it right there, twin tight end formation.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's key. That's the one. I don't know how much Gray we'll see this season. If he beats out Blake Bell in training camp, then more power to the Chiefs and their rookie tight end. But
they traded up a little for him.
they did trade up a little for him. So was that the only person they traded up for?
They did, yeah. And then the last guy that they got with that Gray trade was Trey Smith, the guard from Tennessee. Seems like a good guard. 6th-round guard. Always good to get a late-round offensive lineman.
Yeah.
In a time where we didn't think we were going to say this 6 months ago. But offensive line, that seems like they got a lot of players. So was Smith a need or was Smith something to grow under? Maybe something to grow under. Because how our offensive line will look next year, we don't know.
Yeah.
But this upcoming season, we kind of have a better idea.
So Trey Smith's a dude out of Tennessee. I think he's a part of the future plan. The Chiefs had him pretty high up on their draft board, but they saw he was falling because of some health concerns that he does have. He did tell the Chiefs that he has been healthy this whole year, which is great for them. Because I think that the health issues that he deals with, they affect his play in a major way. So very happy that the Chiefs got someone that was high on their draft board, but they took advantage of him falling, and they got him at a spot that they didn't expect that they would be able to get him at. And so now the future of your line, assuming that they get I think Orlando Brown's your left tackle for the next 2 years. After that, I think they give him an extension if all does go as planned. And your future offensive line is now kind of Orlando Brown. Trey Smith is included in that. Creed Humphrey. They're really getting a long-term offensive line established for Patrick Mahomes. This is how a dynasty.
Thuney, right?
What?
Thuney.
I don't know. How long is his
I
contract
thought it
for?
was 5 years.
Okay, well there you go. So he's in the
$90 million. So we better be here for a while.
He's in the long-term plan. This is what you do. This is what happens. Someone on the radio yesterday was talking about when the Cowboys made their 3 Super Bowl run in the 90s. What was one of the big contributing factors? It was the offensive line. When Terry Bradshaw won his 4 Super Bowl rings, what was a big play in it? The steel curtain.
Look at Brady's Patriots.
If you go look at Brady's stats under New England, his QB pressure percentage is low. His QB touches are low because of the offensive line that they put in front of him. If anything, Tom Brady's teams what made Tom Brady really great was that you gave him time, too much time.
He had a top offensive line.
Yeah.
And all these top quarterbacks have.
Yeah.
Look at Manning's Colts. Jeff Saturday had some top players.
Yeah.
Even Rodgers has some top players. Maybe not a top line like a Brady, a Bradshaw, those Super Bowl winners, but the Super Bowl contenders also had top offensive line. And that's something we always talk about. You pay your quarterback, that's one thing, but you got to invest in your quarterback. It's a $500 million investment, right? So now they're showing it.
Yeah, I can't wait because now it looks like your bottom O lineman, and I don't know if they're going to keep everyone, but your kind of bottom O lineman now is Wiley, Rankins. Trying to think if there's another guy off the top of my head. Maybe Allegretti, maybe not. Maybe Remmers, maybe not. Because now you have so many options that your offensive line room for the regular season may be one of the best in the NFL with Brown, Thuney, Creed, Blythe. So that's 4. I think they keep Kyle Long in the doctor, so that's 6. And then your right tackle is it's Niang. Excuse me, Lucas Niang.
That's another guy for the future.
So and that's your future right tackle for down the line. But that's 7 guys right there, and we still haven't counted Allegretti, Remmers, those 2 guys along with Rankins and whoever else I just said was probably going to get cut. Wiley, and who knows? Maybe they do go sign Mitchell Schwartz if his offseason, if he can recover to close to 100% during the offseason, because I know I would take a 90%, 85% Mitchell Schwartz. That's one of the best right tackles in the NFL before he got hurt this past season. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs have a solid future draft. But it can be a great draft class. We can look back at this draft class as being one of the greatest in Chiefs history if all pans out for them. Just looking at who they got, and where they got them in the later rounds. Powell can be one of. He could be not the next Tyreek Hill, but he can have kind of a similar story as far as getting drafted on the 3rd day and becoming one of the top targets on the Chiefs, because now you got a good offensive line in front of Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes, of course, who, part of the QB is what makes the wide receiver great.
Exactly. It's all about building, and like you said, building for the future, not a short-term type thing.
Jerick McKinnon and Clyde the Glide are going to be taking the majority of the running back snaps. We'll see. It's a fun one. Jerick McKinnon did some good things.
Multiple running backs. We still have one of the D.
Darryl,
right?
Yeah, Darryl.
Who played well last season.
Yeah.
And we can see what's his race.
Hard running back. Yeah, we'll see if Darwin Thompson pans out. Definitely a make or break year for the third-year running back.
But we'll see.
Yeah, the Chiefs got a quarterback too.
You're right.
And I think they killed the UDFA part, the undrafted free agent.
I was trying to find a list of the UDFAs they got.
If you go to the Chiefs Sports Illustrated page, they have one. They have a UDFA tracker. But former Longhorn and SMU starting quarterback Shane Buechele is going to be part of the Chiefs practice squad, I would imagine, as they try to find a suitable backup quarterback for Mahomes with Chad Henne getting older. They did get themselves a couple of defensive backs. I know Marlon Character was one of the highly talked about ones that the Chiefs got.
Linebacker.
The BYU joining alongside Daniel Sorensen, the other BYU great on the Chiefs roster.
This guy, what team did he play for? Riley?
Ben Neiman's brother did get drafted by the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Nick Neiman. They also they beat out other teams in talks with Buechele. The Chiefs are in fact giving him $160,000 in guaranteed money.
Yeah, they really got the defensive backs and some small school guys, right? Guy from South Alabama, sorry.
Yeah,
whose name?
That's actually
Riley Cole.
That's actually a linebacker that I had in one of my mock drafts that I really liked.
Devin Key from Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
safety. So, yeah, some small school guys that who knows, maybe they can get into the lineup. You never know.
Raj, yeah, Rimmers does need to. Maybe they'll give him a few more suicides for what happened to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But I really, if you want to watch some good film over someone who wasn't drafted, go watch the Riley Cole kid. He's a linebacker from South Alabama, someone who I'm sure impressed Beach in his Senior Bowl performance.
No, they picked 6 people, and we talked about it. Every draft that Veach has picked, it's been six guys. How many have to pan out for it to be a good draft?
Oh, I think
Or
the
is
first
it
2 picks definitely for sure. I'd say 3 or 4.
okay?
But what I really like about one quote, Bill Polian, he can be smart sometimes. One of his favorite things to say, or one of his things that he'd say about the draft was, good teams, pick good teams get good talent with the 1, 2, 3. It's easy. He said the first 3 rounds of NFL draft are easy. It's the 4 through 7 rounds that make championship teams.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think quickly off the top of my head. Yeah, Ladarius Sneed was a day 3 guy that the Chiefs got, who definitely contributed big to this
Excited
Super
to
Bowl
see him go
appearance
this
season. Yeah. The draft before that, I'm trying to think. Allegretti maybe had been a late round pick.
I think he was Illinois, right?
Was he Illinois guy?
Thought so, because I was excited for him. I like drafting offensive linemen. I've been big on Chiefs getting offensive linemen.
Yeah, I liked Trey Smith a lot. And if anything, Mitch Morse was the last second round offensive lineman that was taken by the Chiefs. He was a center as well, and he did pretty damn well with the Chiefs.
I think what the Chiefs guaranteed, though, I know guarantees, it's not good to talk about guarantees, but they really guaranteed one of these offensive linemen is going to pan out.
Yeah.
The more I read about Trey Smith, which I don't know, seems like he had first round quality.
So here we go. Rashad Fenton was a day 3 guy. I like him as a slot corner.
Travis Kelce, a day 3 guy.
Travis Kelce was a day 2, I think. He was the
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen was a day 3 guy, and that's why some people were happy when they took Kano, because it reminded them of when Jared Allen was taken.
Let's see.
Other day 3 guys taken under Veach. I think that's really just it. Armani Watts. I had really high hopes for him before he got injured, and he had a season-ended injury. But looking at this list, what the Chiefs did without a first-round pick, their first-round pick was Orlando Brown. I love it. I'm really excited about Noah Gray. I really am.
I'm excited about these guys.
He has the same characteristics that Kelce has as far as a football player, and I think that the Chiefs can see a high ceiling. I think there's a real high ceiling with these day 3 guys that they got.
Yeah. In other news.
Yeah. Anybody have any teams that have the best draft to you? Really good drafts? I'm sorry. What's in other news?
Of course, we like Bears, right?
Yeah.
Chargers. I thought Chargers Ravens did well. We talked about that. I thought
Spars.
they both did well.
The roommates teams.
Yeah, people saying Eagles and Browns. Browns are talked about. Got some good guys. I think there were some good drafts. Packers seemed like they did okay, not the best. Seahawks, people were talking about not the best, but I didn't want to talk other news. I got on my phone. We both woke up late. I saw something. Some notifications.
Oh no!
LeBron, did you hear what he said? He is not a fan of the play-in game.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Remember, you weren't a big fan when Luka and the Mavericks talked bad about it.
Yeah.
Now you're Lakers.
Did they?
Now LeBron.
Hang on. Did he vote for it?
Huh?
Did he vote for the
play?
play?
All the owners voted for it, and now LeBron's saying the inventor should be fired.
Sorry, LeBron. You can't start talking now. I'm sorry.
Because remember, this is what I told you when the Mavericks said it. Sure, it sucks that they're complaining, but what was their reasoning?
Their reasoning was injuries.
Yeah.
And there have been, I think on average, there's 3 ACL injuries every NBA season. There have been 4. And I know there have been more than 4 season-ending injuries. And we've seen, maybe we're just more knowledgeable about it, but we've seen a good amount of injuries.
In the playoffs.
And, with these more games in the play-in. That was the Mavericks' point, but, people wanted to focus on them complaining, which they did complain. I even said that they did complain.
Mm-hmm.
Now LeBron is. So it's kind of an interesting thing. You think the NBA now budgets because of LeBron?
I hope they don't. Don't budge because of LeBron. LeBron, I'm sorry, man. What do you want me to tell you, man? I love you. I love the Lakers. It happens. Go into the play-in game and win if you go into the play-in game. It sucks. It really does suck. No one planned for him to get injured and be out for almost 2 months. 2 months, March? No, a month. Excuse
Apparently,
me.
he's saying he won't be 100% again.
In his career, yeah. Just one of those things. Just one of those things. You can't speak up just because you're part of the play-in game now. Should have spoken up a lot sooner when it was, what's that one saying? It's like you don't really care until it happens to you. You should cared when it wasn't happening to you. If you really had a strong opinion over it and didn't want it to be, then should have said something earlier when you were in the top 4 seeds. Now you're fighting for the 6 seed, 7 seed, 6 seed.
Now 5, 6, and 7
are tied.
But
But Lakers are 6, Mavs are 5th, and
Blazers are
the 7.
7.
And they're all tied.
That's going to be close. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, Raj, you ain't lying about that. They played like they haven't played with. There's a lost chemistry on the team, and that's fine because there's a lot of new pieces on the team. And
Lakers got more rest than the 93 Dodgers. Wow, Raj.
he does live in Manhattan. Lakers got more rust than a metal in a rainstorm.
Yeah.
You ever seen like a old Beetle driving down the street?
Yeah, like a beep, 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 like a beetle with 4 legs, right?
Yeah. The bug, slug bug. You ever used to play that game? Slug bug, no slug bag. We do it with Volkswagens too.
Yeah.
The Volkswagens. Don't know why. What started that trend? Was it a commercial?
I think so. I don't know
Or
if it
was
was
it
like
just
an old thing,
was it
but
just
I know
older?
it was in a commercial.
Yeah. Slug bug, no slug bag.
NBA stuff's getting good. Teams have less than 10 games left.
Jeez, that's crazy.
72-game season, right? Playoffs starting a little later than usual.
Oh, who's excited? Sporting plays Austin FC.
Yeah, they lost their last game.
Yeah, they did lose their last game pretty bad to the Real Salt Lake. Peter Vermes said it was kind of the heat, altitude kind of played a factor. It's an early game. It's early season. It's only the 3rd game they've won, drawn, and lost. Now they can go win the rest because they've already lost and drawn this season. But I'm just excited to play a new team. People are hoping Matthew McConaughey will be out at Children's Mercy Park on Saturday or Friday or Sunday, whenever the game is. It's on May 9th. Oh, it's probably Sunday. It's probably Mother's Day. Yeah, LeBron needs to stop complaining.
Yeah.
Well,
No. We'll see.
Bucks. No, they're not the favorite in the East. I think it's still the Nets. Even though they lost to the Bucks yesterday.
But I don't think it's yeah.
So right now the Suns
Nets,
may be
but
the
I don't think
favorite.
it's a hands down. I think they'll get it done. But now the West. Usually we don't say this. The West. Although I'm not going to say Lakers are out until
They're not
LeBron's
out.
out. And I'm never going to say LeBron's out until he is out.
Oh, the
But
Lakers are the 7th seed. Excuse me. They are playing the playing game.
I don't know. I'm looking on the ESPN standings right now, and they have him as a 6 seed.
No,
But-
Google.
Listen, it's each team's 36 and 28. They got 8 games left. I think Mavericks have a little easier of a schedule.
We will have a new NBA champion this year. We will be crowning a new NBA champion.
Not just new NBA champion. We have the potential to have 3 straight years of 6 different finals teams.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen a lot. It
No.
hasn't happened for a while because I remember looking back. 3 straight years. Because remember, it was Warriors Raptors after we got so many Warriors Cavs. And then it was Lakers Heat.
Heat. Yeah.
And if neither of them make it, then who knows? We might get a net something. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be a wild NBA playoffs. I can tell you that.
going on while the playoffs go on? The Euro.
Quick. Oh, Euro. That's right.
And the NBA playoffs.
I was just thinking in my car
at
yesterday.
the
I was like,
same time.
summer 2021 is gonna be a rebound and a putback.
Inshallah.
It's gonna be a rebound and a putback. It's gonna be like Giannis's dunk yesterday. That had us all like, whoa, whoa. If you and Lily are ever at a Royals game, I'm gonna try to do what this guy did to one of his friends at the Diamondbacks game. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious. But the guy who did it's like verified. He's a esports guy.
Oh, he is.
You think if Armand or Marco on Twitter
Maybe.
the Royals,
Maybe. Unless the
That'd be
Royals get
funny.
tweeted at enough with, hey, look at my watch. Now every MLB team is gonna have to deal with Twitter tweeting at them to look for their friend at the game.
You just got to be unique. I thought the thread was really funny though. They at one point they were like, "Hey, looks like they're having a good time. They're laughing."
Valley Sports didn't get invested into it until. Jeez, how do you feel about Leipold getting the $16.5 million for 6 years?
You know what? If he earns it, and remember what we were talking about before we went live, the bar is as low as it can be. You were
Yeah.
0-9 last season. Give him the whole 6 years. Let's hope he earns that. Was he 16, 17 million?
20 million, 30 million, 16.5 million.
Listen, I'm kind of expectations are at a low. You know, you were the last 6 seasons, you have sandwiched between 2 seasons where you had 0 wins. And then you had 1-2 win, 1-1 win.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had 3-9 seasons that preceded this 0-9 season. So, you know, maybe there was some improvement going on until last season. And that was a big drop. But let's see. You're at 0. You're at plan 0. Not even plan A. You're 0-9 last season. 1 win is an improvement. Gets 3 wins, I'm thrilled. I'm even saying that. 3 wins, I'm thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see what he can do.
I love.
And maybe, hopefully, in these 4 years, a bull. I don't even want to say that word. I don't know.
Bull.
We'll see.
It's the only bowl that is going to be associated with KU football for this year is the bowls that they eat out of, because they get Chipotle after games sometimes. Catered.
I might be
I
getting
want
that
some-
this week.
KU football is everything but a leader. You're right. They need a coach of philosophy over there. Have Armand give the pregame speeches in his KU outfit that he wore for Halloween. Hey, he's committed. He's already said he's committed for 6 years. So I think he said the right stuff. I'll tell you that.
Said the right stuff, but what have we learned? I mean, yeah, he's talking better than the last coach. So it's easy to say the right stuff. Now time to do.
All right.
Let's see if he can do.
We're going to go get on with our Monday and do what we have to do, whatever that is. I don't know. It's going to be a stormy one. You guys, thank you for tuning in as always on this Monday morning. What?
Just this little, I'm just sending you this little weather tweet. And then someone quote tweeted it about, wow, the Mahomes offensive line is already doing good work, but it's kind of cool to watch. But, yeah.
There we go.
All right.
I'm going to watch this tweet.
We'll see you
We'll
guys
see
later.
you guys later. Have a good one.